Welcome and I'm glad to have you here today. Today we're looking at a very special lesson. It's using the habits of mind in a chemistry setting. First I'll talk about that lesson, then we'll go through the habits of mind. We'll talk about the lesson arc. We'll go through the differentiation, the assessment, and the cultural and linguistic supports. In today's classroom, everything we teach is in alignment with certain standards. In this case, the standard we're looking at is a physical science standard, and it covers the development of a model that illustrates the change in the composition of a nucleus of an atom and the energy that's released during that process of, say, fission, fusion, and radioactive decay. As you can see, that's a lot to unpack, and it will not be done in a single lesson or even a single week. However, these types of lessons can be made very rich and very deep, as well as complex, when we consider things that are current and happening now. For example, there are very many surgical procedures that may use radiation, such as the gamma knife. In addition to that, there's various types of disasters that have occurred, such as the Chernobyl meltdown. On top of that, nuclear knowledge could be used for both good and bad, such as creating a nuclear weapon. Lastly, we need to get that material somewhere, and the mining for that material can be a very political and ethical concern in various countries. Including all these elements in there gives the lesson a much more rich and much more deep meaning. To ensure that students are engaging deeply with the material, we'll use the habits of mind. Now, the habits of mind are 16 behaviors that are essential for navigating and solving complex problems. However, in this case, we'll just focus in on 2 of them. The first one we'll focus in on is on listening and understanding others, and the second one we'll focus in on for this lesson is on thinking and communicating. For this lesson, we'll go ahead and use the Socratic seminar, which is perfect for the 2 habits that we've selected. However, students may not be at the proper readiness level to communicate their thoughts openly. However, a quick pre-assessment and pre-activity is perfect to get that flowing. A quick comparison of the helpful and harmful radiation uses and the ethical considerations could help you sort the students into readiness tiers. In this case, you may use 2 to 3. 2 may be more ideal, as we'll see on the next slide. Now, students will be assigned an article so that during that time, as they read it and annotate and come up with a few questions to talk about, you'll be able to sort them into different groups. Once you're ready for the Socratic seminar to start, it's best to set up 2 circles. The inner circle will be students who are ready to speak and can paraphrase each other as they answer the question about what are the advantages and disadvantages of nuclear power, nuclear radiation, as well as what questions they've generated from the reading. After about 15 minutes of this, the students in the back will switch rows with the students in the front, and they'll get the chance to communicate. The students in the back circle, they'll be taking down notes about what was said, as well as taking out notes about what was paraphrased. In the end, all the students will be ready to express their position on this topic. As students work on their paper, it should be about 200 words. Some students may need more help or less help than others. For example, some students may require or just want sentence stems to help them formulate their thoughts and get them on paper. Other students may prefer a more open-ended approach and would benefit from that. In addition to that, a tiered DAP tool for their products may be very helpful to sort them out, especially if you have a large range of abilities within your classroom. On top of that, use of technology such as the live captions can actually translate words as you speak in, say, Google Meets, which is where my class often meets for these kinds of activities. By tiering instruction, you'll allow your most gifted learners to continue to advance rather than stagnate. Going with that, they may want to do a slightly different product than the 200-word paragraph. If that's fine with you, well, then you might want to consider diving deeper into the ethical concerns of, say, uranium mining. Who's mining it? Where is it from? Who's being forced or not forced to mine it? How is it sold? How is it shipped? Is it dangerous? Who's in danger? These are all questions that students find fascinating to investigate, as it touches on their very deepest beliefs. In addition to that, you might want to mix it up by using the thinking hats to express different types of concerns: an emotional concern, a logical negative, a logical positive. When you look at all that, what does that tell you? What do you believe and why? In addition to that, students may choose a different product completely from an essay, maybe recording a video or using multiple intelligences to choose a product that's better suited to their preferential learning. In either case, you'll still have students who are learning deeply, learning richly, and enjoying the lesson. To sum things up, correctly understanding a problem and being able to solve that problem is not chance, it's not luck, and it's not just something someone gifted can do. It's actually a series of habits that the Habits of Mind captures. If you'd like to learn more about the Habits of Mind, go ahead and send out an email to me and I'll be glad to respond.